Now, if we take a close look at the Star Wars sequel trilogy, especially with The Rise of Skywalker, one of the most controversial moments in that movie was, of course, the Rey Skywalker scene that was all done by Daisy Ridley, J.J. Abrams, and yes, even Kathleen Kennedy. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, they are working on a handful of projects on Disney Plus and for movies for theatrical releases. They're really busy right now. They're really trying to reunite the Star Wars fandom around the entire globe after what happened with both episodes 8 and 9. Now, looking at actress Daisy Ridley, obviously a lot of production issues came out and about with The Rise of Skywalker when they were filming throughout all, of 2018 pretty much, and of course the year of 2019. A lot of different phases of reshoots came into play, all because of Kathleen Kennedy, deleting so many different scenes and putting new ones in and experimenting with over 10 different endings of the movie. It really was quite a mess for the Star Wars universe at the time. Now, everything between Daisy Ridley and the character of Rey Skywalker, what's really intriguing all has to do with the future of the character, exactly how the character is going to be used, and what it really all means for Daisy Ridley and where she stands within the Star Wars universe as we speak. Now, on top of all of this, we do know that Daisy Ridley is not going to be associated with Star Wars any longer. Unfortunately, they are making a lot of different changes to the Star Wars universe. Now, I always never blamed Daisy Ridley on anything. It was all about the writing in the sequel trilogy. It was almost like a Hayden Christensen type of situation where Hayden got so criticized, but we can't forget that George Lucas was the one who did the script and didn't do his best work at times, on the movies. I'm not saying that the prequels as a whole are, flawed, but they do have their flaws. Now, on top of this, Daisy Ridley was first introduced as Rey back in 2015's The Force Awakens, and ended her character in The Rise of Skywalker to mark the end of the saga. However, other future projects are set to involve Rey as a character on the Disney Plus platform. Now, it's noted that Ridley eventually had no interest in coming back to the Star Wars franchise after Kathleen Kennedy messed with the sequel trilogy so much to the point where months' worth of work were deleted for what Ridley worked on, and that this kept a grudge between Ridley and Kennedy. A major factor in Ridley not returning to Star Wars and quitting from the franchise is that actors John Boyega and Oscar Isaac as well stepped down from the actual franchise because of what Disney did with their characters and that they were actually worried about their acting careers. Now, Daisy Ridley also quit from the Rise of Skywalker sequel series since Ridley also did not want to deal with an animated project, and if anything, would have only returned if it were to be in live-action form, or if Oscar and John were on board to be with her on the set. Now, actress Keira Knightley is said to step in for the role as Rey in the new series, set for a 2023 release. Daisy Ridley has a lot of problems with Kathleen Kennedy, which also led to her ultimate pretty much resigning from the overall Star Wars universe. Now, let's stop right here for a second, because this is a very important phase right now. Say what you will about the character of Rey, but Daisy Ridley as an actress, nobody really has anything against her for the most part, right? It was all about the writing, how she was handled as a character in the actual movies. It really was not done the best way, and we can see that they tried to patch a lot of that. We obviously saw that in the beginning, Rey was very much overpowered, with no explanation given, and that Rey Palpatine was the ultimate answer. Pretty much done deal. That was it. Quick fix, that was J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy's way to kind of just put a band-aid over the character and just leave it behind. Now, the fact that Daisy resigned from Star Wars, especially with this major project, this Rise of Skywalker animated sequel series, it's a big deal. I mean, we talked about this lightly a couple of days ago, but the fact that they have Keira Knightley stepping in for the role as Rey, not insanely surprising, to say the least, because she was already associated with Star Wars, but it is unfortunate to see that Star Wars took such a dark path to the point where the original cast of the sequel trilogy movies don't even want to return. That's like, imagine it like this, if the original trilogy didn't do all that well, and Mark Harrison and Carrie did not want to come back at all, period, for a quote-unquote sequel trilogy, let's say hypothetically in the 90s or the early 2000s. That's pretty much a similar situation. It is rather depressing, the fact that George, tried his best to get Daisy back onto this project, but it just did not work out. And maybe for the better, because of Daisy, pretty much worrying about her acting career and her future as an actress. So, like I've said before in the past, guys, I think that regardless, Star Wars is shaping up. The Mandalorian is proof of that. A lot of things are coming our way. We've seen this, of course, just a couple of days ago with the handful of projects announced and more projects to be announced next year in 2021. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.